What's going on, ScrewAttack? Welcome out to another fantastic episode of Nerdtastic. I'm Sean, joined by Chad.
Hey.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
So if you didn't hear, late last week, Ryse, son of Rome, might have tweeted something that set the internet ablaze. By the time Ryse ships for Xbox One, we'll have served the crunching team more than 11,500 dinners throughout development. Hashtag RyseFacts. Now the reason why everybody was pissed is because they're saying that during crunch, which for those of you who don't know, crunch is that amount of time a developer needs to just get everything ready for a game to launch, and it typically involves working a lot of overtime. You know, they've clearly served 11,500 dinners.
Right.
We don't know what that translates to the staff, of how many people that is, how many nights, how many days they've been in crunch.
And that's what's ridiculous.
But it is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but the internet went crazy for no reason. For some reason, the internet feels that by them tweeting that, it's a source of pride that their team is having to work long hours, and people are like, it's that many dinners without their families. First of all, you don't know that. They may have fed the families. We don't know how many employees were working on the project, right? Because if they have, here's what's funny, if they have like 6,000 employees working on it, that would be 2 dinners.
I mean, that's
it's
true.
Ridiculous.
I mean, they probably didn't have.
They probably didn't.
Statistically, they probably had somewhere between like 300 to 500 for a AAA title. I mean,
right.
that's a lot of the times we see those big numbers for staffs like that.
But that's what I'm kind of saying here. It's like, but we don't know any of that.
Yeah.
People are assuming, and everyone is just throwing on, you know, their self-righteous attitudes about like, let's go crusade for the people who aren't saying shit.
You have done crunch. You have put in that extra time in order to get a game ready for launch, which was AVGN Adventures.
For us, it was like the month before we were going to release. You know, it's just like, oh man, you know, like
so much to do.
Make sure everything's, because we've been working on the game and working on the game. It's just crossing off, whittling down all the bugs and making sure that everything we wanted is added and little things like that. Just slowly crossing off everything, and then it's like, okay, cool. We think this is now the final build. We have all the, you know, everything's there, everything that we want it to be. Now let's just break it in every way possible. And so that's what you do. You just go and break it and break it and break it and break it, because you want to think of every conceivable way that somebody could possibly do something. I don't know. It's a party game. Everybody, they want their product to be successful. So they want to make sure everything is good, you know? And you never know. Sometimes, like, everything's great. You're like, everything's great. You know, it's wonderful. I think this is totally good to go. And then it's just like, oh, I'm just playing through. Yeah, man, this has been really great. And then, oh God, game-breaking bug. You know, everyone fixed.
Pull out all the stuff.
And I was playing, and you know, we're working on a game that was much smaller scale than, you know, Ryse. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot that goes into it. Crunch time is just people. It just needs to happen. But especially when you got pressure for like next gen. Well, think about that. We're in the most unique situation ever right now. Is next gen titles are about to launch, and the big titles have a lot of pressure on them.
They have to perform. I mean, people have and maybe even unrealistic expectation of where next gen titles need to be at launch.
I think the whole tweet, I think it's completely ridiculous that everybody blew up, because you don't know. If the developers were like, oh my God, help us please, we've been in absolute hell, you know, we haven't seen our families in forever, this is awful, then people should...
You get a kind of Team Bondi scenario, right?
Exactly, and then people can, you know, pick up their self-righteous flags that they have nothing to do with and be like, because this guy said it, but they're making a bunch of assumptions based off of information that they don't know.
What about the situation where some of the, you know, people making these tweets are developers who have experienced crunch in the past? Do you feel like there's any benefit from a social change perspective of like kind of trying to drive that like crunch is not an acceptable way of trying to run your business?
But I don't think anybody like goes in with a business model of like, so we're gonna build the game about this far, and then we're gonna just, you know, be in complete hell the last couple months. Nobody's planning for crunch. It just happens.
So that was Chad's opinion on crunch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let us know if you did in the comments, and feel free to, you know, throw out any other stories we should do on the next episode of Nerdtastic. I'm Sean.
I'm Chad. Calm down, internet.
We'll see you next time.
Nerdtastic!